Howdy, Mike's Diabetes World. Well, Mike and Nico are out. It's another early morning. Can't decide what it's going to do. But anyway, today I want to talk about misconceptions about diabetes. There are a couple here or there. Stay tuned. Well, you can't have sugar. You're diabetic. Well, that can partially be true. I'll give you this one. But for people who are type 1 diabetics, it's been said for many years now. If you want to have a piece of cake, have the piece of cake. Don't sort of, oh, well, I really wish I could. Because chances are, if you push it way back, you're going to go off the deep board and you're going to end up eating everything. So have it once, give the correct amount of insulin for the amount of carbs you ate. Just don't, if you want that piece of cake, you can have it. Just don't do it every day. Or you want to have that glass of Coke, have that glass of Coke. But again, not every single day. Well, you can't have sugar, and a lot of times salt is the opposite. So why not just have more salt? No, that's not the same thing. And they're not opposite, so having one of other does not help out. In fact, having more salt is going to cause you just as much problems as having too much sugar, because the capillaries, the little blood vessels, get blocked, and heart disease in diabetes, whether it be type 2 or type 1, is problematic. So, no, you can't just have more salt, because that adds to it. Well, if your blood sugars are out of whack, you must have done something wrong. Well, the truth is, people seem to get this notion that having high blood sugars are just because you ate too much sugar. You had to have got out there and ate too much sugar. Well, that's not the case. I mean, it could very well be the case, but it doesn't have to always be the case. My body right now, one day, I could be skyrocketing. The next day, I could be eating the same sensible meals, and I could be having severe low blood sugars. It's just the way your body is behaving. There is a condition called liable, mentioned it before, brittle diabetes. And a lot of times people tend to think that they know everything about diabetes. And you are. Now, the next one is probably a misconception, or maybe not a misconception, but belief of diabetics. Oh, well, yeah, it might be low. But, I'll hold off. I'll get this report done first. And then you wake up with an IV in your arm and being rushed to the hospital. Don't think you know how your body's going to respond to a low blood sugar. You may find that you'll be fine one time, but the next time you don't know how you'll respond. There were times where I would have a low blood sugar, have a severe migraine headache, and then other times, I could care, things would be fine. So, if you have any signs of having a low blood sugar, then treat it. 15, in most cases, unless your doctor's told you otherwise, 15 grams of carbohydrates, wait 15 minutes, test again. And if you're still, another 15 grams. And then wait 15 minutes and test. If you're still out, then call for help. Call the nurse's hotline, or call your doctor. Go to a hospital emergency room. Don't play around with blood sugars. Don't discontinue it, but this is the other way. A high blood sugar needs medical treatment, and it needs it fast. Whether you call your doctor, you find out, or you do your correction. Don't just estimate that, oh well, it'll come down in a bit. Having a high blood sugar, excuse me, it's little bugs out here tonight, or this morning. Your body, especially if you're on an insulin pump, your body can go into decay very quickly. Oh, God. All these, it's really bugging me. Sorry, pardon the pun. Now, you can try treating this at home. If you don't have a correction plan set out by your doctor, call your doctor. If you do, follow the correction plan. Sounds pretty straightforward, doesn't it? Now, if you start to vomit, just go to emergency. Don't play around. You could find yourself in more serious condition. Like I said, both ways. Now, if you're normal blood sugar, don't just say, oh well, I'll just eat. I'm in normal blood sugar. You need to take care of all your blood sugars, and sometimes that means correcting it with insulin. You may think a lot of times that your body will react one way, and your body does something completely different. So, be sensible. Another misconception for diabetics. Ho hum, ho hum, ho hum. If you are sick and you are at home and you're not feeling like eating, oh God, that scared me. You don't have to take your insulin, right? No, 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 no. You need to take your insulin. You need to take your insulin. Now, a lot of people seems to think that you're not eating, so you're not getting the sugar into your system. Well, it all goes back to our biology classes, and that's the fight or flight reflexes. When your body's under stress, your body will release adrenaline. And with adrenaline, your body's blood sugar goes skyrocketing, whether you're eating or not. Now, you may not need to take a full dose, but you should have a sick plan by your doctor. So that's 2 plans you need to speak to your doctor that we've talked about already. You need to speak to your doctor about the correction dose, and you need to talk to your doctor about sick day. If you have diabetes, it's all the same. You know, my grandmother had diabetes and she lost her leg. Well, there are different types. I think I've done videos on this. There are 3 different types of insulin of diabetes. There's type 1, there's type 2, and then there's gestational. Type 1 is your body requires insulin. Type 2, you take care of yourself. You could possibly go off insulin, but let your doctor be the director of that. So, not all types of diabetes are the same. So, if you have ketones, you don't need more insulin, right? Believe it or not, you do. And your body is producing ketones, which was exactly what was happening when you were first diagnosed. So the only way to get rid of the excess, or the ketones, not the excess, is extra insulin. Now, we're not talking half a bottle here. We're talking, unless your doctor changes it, it used to be, for me, it used to be 5 units if I had insulin. Now, she modified that, and now another doctor has modified it. So I think now it's 6 units. So that's another question you should talk to your doctor about. If I'm showing ketones, It's your body doesn't have enough insulin. That's why you're having ketones. But these are all the questions you should be asking your doctor beforehand. If you don't take care of your diabetes, that's nothing to really worry about. Or is it? Well, complications. If you don't take care of your diabetes, complications can add on very quickly. I took care of my diabetes the best I could, but my blood sugars went up and down, and we couldn't get a whole handle on it. Excuse me, let me get out of here. Now, if you decide you're not going to follow, you'll eat what you want, I don't really need to worry about when I take insulin and that. You're going to end up with complications. And you may be lucky, it could be that, you could have a little nerve trouble. You could end up with a major heart attack. So take care of yourself.